Hello YouTube, W&J's Handy Dad here. Today we're going to change out the bulbs in your full-size Chevy SUV or truck. Now you see I've already removed the cover on mine. It was really not working as well as I had hoped. So I've thought about putting LEDs in here. And when I remove this cover, what you see, that's what it kind of dims it down quite a bit compared to that. But anyway, when I removed it, I noticed there were dead bugs and dust and everything. This is an 04 vehicle and this is 2019. So it's gone a little more than 15 years. It hit the road in October of 03. But I wanted you to see how this panel comes out so you don't break it. So the passenger side has that slides up in there and locks it into the roof, and then it just snaps in. You want to pry from right there with your plastic tool. I don't recommend you use a screwdriver unless that's all you have. So you're going to be prying in this area right in there. This is the sort of tool I recommend. And you see your middle bulb just is extremely hot and it just snaps into place there. Okay, I'll close the door so we can get a little better view and also let that bulb cool down. It's very hot, so you definitely don't grab it with your bare hand. But basically you've got, these almost look like fuses, and then the middle one's just a little bit bigger than a fuse. So I'm going to see, once I pull that down, what information I can get off of it and if I have any kind of LED that will work. So the identifier is on the edges. It says TS578. TS578. It reminds me a lot of the bulb that is under the hood of the Dodge Charger. It's got those little hooks. Also was the rear dome light in my wife's minivan, which is a Dodge Grand Caravan. So what I did on hers to convert to LED was actually soldered in basically an LED that's much brighter than this. You see this one, even though it's not burned out, it's starting to get some darkening in the middle there, and I think that's why it's getting dimmer. This is what I have in my home personal inventory. Most of them have these little spring things. So this type of bulb is really ideal. They're so bright. Of course, some of you I know don't like it bright. I like it bright. Maybe it's getting old, but that connects onto there, and then this would snap into place. The problem is, I don't believe it's a true direct fit. I'll go see if it'll plug in there, but I think it's just different enough to not work. Alright, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm usually not this lucky. But those bulbs actually do fit. So I had two of this size left, and I put those in the map light location. And then, like I said, those are my favorite. They're just really bright. I put that in there, and it actually did just snap right into place. So, call this one a success. I'll snap this cover back in, and that's done. So like I said, the cover also serves to hold it to the roof. So you're going to make sure that you get that in there. And then so you see that's much brighter than the factory bulb. So for these, what I would call map lights or reading lights, they're actually not even mentioned in the General Motors shop manual that like the dealers have. Or if it is, mine is missing that section, because when you click on reading light replacement, it takes you to the section for that instead of for these. But I figured it out. It's really not as difficult as it might appear at first, but you do need a pick or something And you basically are going to pry in there, and then it just comes out. And you see it's not retained very well, so it doesn't take a lot of force to pull it down. But basically where that gap is, just slide your pick in there and it'll just kind of pry loose. And then as you can see, there's just a regular old-fashioned light bulb in there, and these are the kind you don't want to touch with your bare fingers because your oils on your skin can drastically shorten the life of these. So I'm going to figure out if this is like a push and twist or pull or what it is to get it out of there, and once I figure that out, I will let you know. I figured it out. No help from any kind of owner's manuals or shop manuals or anything like that, but basically you just pry this straight down, and then once you do, then you can reach up and grab the bulb. I could not pull this bulb, no matter what I tried to use, without removing that silver reflector. So, poor design. I don't know if they intentionally did that, hoping that people would break these and have to replace these or what, but got the bulb down. So it's a 168 bulb that came out. I'm gonna use a 194 LED. The bases are the same. This should just be a little bit brighter. And of course, with it being LED, it'll be a bright white color instead of that almost burnt orange color that the factory bulbs had become. So you can see the comparison, the factory bulb and the LED. Obviously the LED is the way to go. So I'm guessing I probably have to put the reflector in first and then the bulb. I doubt that the reflector will go over that bulb, but we'll see. Alright, the job is done. Honestly, I'm going to say difficulty-wise, this is a 10 out of 10. Meaning you're going to say 10 swear words per second while you're doing this. So, the obvious issues, once you pull the plastic off, you got to get that silver reflector out to get the bulb out. Getting the bulb out proved to be impossible without doing that. If you have a trick, share it in the comments. Putting the new LEDs in, because they're a little bit fatter than the bulbs that came out, they don't just seat in there. You have to kind of bend up the reflector a little bit, get it in there deeper so that the LEDs will seat properly. And the way these are designed, it's not just a logical straight up click easy thing to do. It's like it's kind of at a slight angle. I found using the forceps to hold the bulb was helpful. My fingers would not really get up in there, and even when you try to get up in there, you block your line of sight, and it's, like I said, it's not easy. I mean, the designers could have done this a lot better. I hope they are suffering tremendously because this is just ridiculous. But changed to LED, so hopefully these will give me lots of years of brighter, better lighting. So you see the Lasfit will fit right through there. So this dome can be out of the way while you're mounting the bulb. Or is that other bulb? It wouldn't fit through there. If you have a situation where you've got the metal reflector, it could short out your bulb or, blow your fuse. So you see I put a little thin strip of tape around there just to keep that so that when it's in there it won't make contact, because unfortunately that's just the right size to make contact and pop the fuse. These little caps are a pain to put back in. Alright, now I'm going to pull this one back out and tape it off and then go replace my fuse. But you see now, they are working and they are really bright. So the tape around there just keeps it from shorting out on the metal reflectors. But I mean, I can tell you, they are bright. This is daytime and it's very bright. So shows how good a quality those lamps are. So in case you blow your fuse, see the dark blue one at the very bottom there, that's the one that blew. So that's not labeled as the interior lights. In fact, interior lights is labeled as being a 10 amp under the hood, but that one was not blown. It was actually this dark blue one there, which on here is labeled as TBC2B. So I don't know what TBC stands for, but that's the one that blew. Anyway, hope the video was helpful. If it was, appreciate a thumbs up. You got to do that just because of the suffering I went through of dropping the bulb, dropping the reflector, dropping the bulb and the reflector, dropping the lens. But anyway, thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and please tell your friends about my channel. Thank you very much.